Hello guys, this video I'm going to talk about proactive message in Microsoft Bot Framework. So we'll see the what is proactive message and we'll write one small sample how to implement this feature. There are two type of conversation. One first conversation, user and bot interaction. So if user raises questions, bot will respond. The second scenario, bot will send the information to the user. That is proactive message. For example, I will take this second example here. Okay, you have created a bot, your company, company stack bot or product bot, something, whatever it is. User connect to your bot and tell, hey, inform me if the price decreases 5% of this product or 5% increase the sales. Okay, then once the price or increase or decrease based on the user request, bot will send this information to the user. This is proactive message. To implement this feature, we need conversation reference. That's important one. We have to store the conversation reference ID into a dictionary. For temporary purpose, I'm using dictionary. If you want to store permanently, you have to store into the database. Okay. The second one is adapter. Adapter also playing the major role here. For example, if bot receive the request from the external source, because your bot monitoring one of the URL, in this URL, if the price are increased and decrease, some external source inform to in this URL. Okay, once this is received, then bot will receive it and process it. For receiving and processing for external source, adapter come to picture. In general, our communication, bot communication happening this channel, localhost 3978 API/messages is a default port number. We can change it. But the idea here, but the main concept here is we have to wait API/messages. Maybe URL may be different, but this end with API/messages. So all the communication happening like this only. So once this is receive, once any message come to this in this URL, bot will the adapter will receive it and process it and send back to the user. This is a normal communication. The same way, we are going to wait in this URL API/notify. That means I'm waiting for some external source. So once received, the adapter will process it. So two things we have to do. First is conversation reference, we have to store it, and second, we have to create the adapter for this URL. If any request is coming, I have to process it. Okay. So first, we will implement this conversation reference. For development purpose, I store into the dictionary, and I'm going to create the adapter. Okay. So once this is done, I'm just calling this URL. So this adapter will hit, and we use the conversation reference. We inform to the user. This is a procedure. Okay. So I have created one empty bot. So I'm going to store the data in the dictionary, private concurrent dictionary, string, key, conversation reference, conversation reference. Okay. Sorry, private. Maybe I changed to the name. Okay, let it be. I change to, okay, maybe user conversation reference. Okay. Sorry, user conversation reference. Fine. Why I have created the dictionary? because we are going to store the n number of users. If only one user, then we can directly assign this conversation reference to that. We just create the one variable for conversation reference. We are storing it, but our in general bot communicate to different user, so we have to store in all the user information. Whoever required, we have to store that information. So that's the reason we created the concurrent dictionary. Next thing is how to create the memory for this one. So this conversational reference I am going to create from here, this startup file. Here I am going to inject dictionary. I will tell why I create the singleton. So concurrent dictionary, first value is string, second is the conversation reference. We have to create it. So this I am going to store. User conversation reference. Here user conversation reference equal to user conversation reference. Fine. Next, we have to store the conversation reference into the dictionary. For that, we have to override one more method called conversation on conversation update. So I'll write protected override on conversation update activity. Sorry. So this function we have to override. Here we are going to store the value. Okay. To get the conversation reference, we have to use a turn context activity. Okay. If turn context activity is activity, okay, I called as con reference. Moment, sorry. Con reference. Okay. So here we are storing into our dictionary. And before, okay, sorry, this is activity. We have to get the reference. So maybe I call this is I change it as an activity. Yeah. So here I change this con reference activity dot get conversation reference. This guy will return the conversation reference. So this we are going to store into the user conversation reference dictionary add or update. First argument string. So we are going to use conversation reference user dot id. So each user has different ID. Okay, this one. Second argument con reference. Third argument, if any new value present, I add or remove the new value. Okay, so that we are going to store key new value and one moment, con reference. That's it. So first time user connected, this function get hit. Here we are checking, okay, hey, this is activity object. Yes, then get the conversation reference and store into the dictionary. That's it. So now the first step is done. We are storing the value into the dictionary. Second, as I said earlier, we have to create the new adapter to handle the external source. Okay. For that, I'm going to create one new adapter. Go to here, create one more file, add class. Maybe this is called, maybe we called external adapter. Yeah, external adapter. Okay. So first thing is we have to derive from the control base. Hey, come on. Control base. One moment. Yeah. So it's derived from the MVC control base. Yeah. Second, we have to add the root message. Okay, so we are going to monitor this URL API/notify, correct? For that one, we have to add create new route attribute. So we have to here we have to pass the URL without this one, without this localhost or maybe web URL. We have to mention, sorry, we have to mention this API notify. Okay, I just copy this one and I add it like this. So this is done. Okay, next thing we have to add API controller. Yeah, so constructor. So I need the adapter. Okay, so this adapter will will pass from here only. This is already created actually. So this adapter only we are going to use. So I'm going to take this adapter. Okay, maybe this is called as adapter. So this one we are going to store into local, private, maybe external adapter. Just take this one, copy it, adapter. Okay. Next argument we needed this dictionary. Okay, this dictionary we needed because adapter will receive the external source. This guy will refer this dictionary, and read all the user information sent to the user. Okay, so this is needed. That's the reason we are created the singleton. Okay, if I pass this also, the same object, the same reference will pass it here. So I can so automatically if any new user added, it's automatically referred to the our adapter also. That's the reason we have created the here singleton. So I'm just taking the same data and I pass this also one of the argument. Okay, so here con reference. Okay, so here I created one more private con reference user reference user reference. Okay, so this is also stored con reference. Fine. Next, so we created the object. Next, we should receive the message now. Correct. So that's we have to add the one more message called async public async task I action results method called get. Okay. So here for each so here what I'm going to do here, I just refer this dictionary, okay, and execute one by one to inform to the user. Okay, that's the reason loop it one by one. So wait, there is a one method, this external adapter, there is a one method called continue. Sorry, maybe I had to convert, then I will show the code. Yeah, I bought, sorry, not bought adapter, this object, external adapter, okay, external adapter dot, here you see continue conversation async. This method we have to use and pass the information to the user. Okay, this first argument we have to pass the bot ID. Bot ID here if you see each I'm going to app settings here. Each bot has a ID and password. Okay, So we have to pass this, Microsoft App ID, whatever here you mentioned, the same thing he has to pass it the first argument. Okay. So right now I don't have anything. I just pass this string.empty. Okay. The second argument, conversation reference. So this one, conversation reference. Okay. One moment. Okay, I have to change this value here. So I have to pass the value. Better I'll take only the values. So no need to pass the value here. Next one is the callback function. In this callback function, send the information to the user. Okay, so we have to create the callback handler. This continue conversation, this bot ID, this conversation reference will trigger one callback. Then callback take care, send the message to the user. So we have to create that one. So I called external callback. External callback. The final one is cancellation token. That's it. We don't have, I'm not passing any cancellation token. So I just make it default cancellation token. Cancellation token. Yeah. So that's it. So we have to create this external callback function, and I create, oh, maybe, sorry. Yeah. So here I'm going to create the callback. So private async task, I'll change it as E is caps, external callback, and first argument I turn context, and cancellation token. Fine. So here wait turn context dot send activity. So message dot factory dot text. Hey, I am external source. Cancellation token. That's it. So here we are fetching one by one conversation, and we are calling this continue conversation string. So automatically this function get invoked. Once this function get invoked, based on the turn context, we are sending based on the user. Okay, there's a turn context installed in the conversation reference, which user and what turn context, everything is stored it here. So we send message to the user, hey, I'm external source. Okay, next we have to return the value. So return value here, return new content result, status code. Sorry, why, what happened? One moment. Where result set equal to this one, result dot status code, convert to int, http status code dot okay. Okay, next return result. That's it. Oops. Oh, conflict result, not conflict result. This is a content result. Yeah, fine. That's it. If you want to send any information to the external source also, you can use it like dot content type. You can mention text dot slash HTML and result dot content equal to tag HTML tag and end with HTML. Hey, I send the message to the users. Okay, that's it. Written, saved. Now we'll debug. Started. Okay. start the application, go to the emulator, and I restart the conversation. Hello world. So it's working. Now I'm going to here API slash notify, enter. Hey, send message to the user. If you come here, I am external source. Here you can see. Okay, if I hit this URL, I just close it, send back. So here, one moment. Yeah, here you receive the value. If you go here, you can put the breakpoint. Maybe here one thing and one more here, and I add one more breakpoint here. So I restart the conversation. This function get hit first time. So here we are storing the value into our dictionary, fi. So hello world. Now I just go to hit this URL. If you come here, there is only one value, sorry, two value because, okay, that's fine. We have to remove this. Once the user come out, we have to remove this one. That's fine. That's a different logic. So call the continue conversation and send back to the user. The emulator display the value. Here I am external source. Okay. That's it, guys. Hope you can understand how to implement this proactive message in bot framework. Thanks to all. Bye.